I don't know why it does that. Okay. First Wednesday of the month. Yes. First Wednesday of August. I can't believe how fast the summer is going. Um, so a few announcements if you guys haven't seen. On Friday, it's a really, really big day because they are launching the beta test of Body. So the way that that works is for a lot of you, you bought 645 completion and challenge packs. So you already have access to Nutrition Plus for the month, which means you'll get to beta test Body. So around, because you guys know Beachbody always works on afternoon time when they do launches. So don't freak out when you don't see it at 6 a.m. on Friday. And you're like, why isn't Body here? It's just the way they work on Pacific time. But you'll get access to start doing live classes with the trainers. You want to make sure that if you don't have it set up, sign up for the free trial before Friday so that you have it for the next month for free to try. And this is a great way for all of our challengers to be excited about something new. Some of them will be speaking tonight. I know I'm excited about it and how it's going to be able to integrate people on a more live experience. I know a lot of you have Pelotons or that sort of experience and you love that. To me, this is going to be a whole different level of that same sort of vibe that we all get to do together. So the thing I love most about it is that for the next month, we're going to be able to give our feedback. So I want to hear your opinions. I want to know what y'all think, what you love, what you don't love. And I will definitely be reporting directly to corporate myself. So just know you have to get it set up before Friday, because if you don't, then they will make you pay the $20 to do the Nutrition Plus subscription. So make sure you do the free month. It's silly not to. And make sure you touch base with your challengers to make sure they get it done too. The other thing launching on Friday is the preferred customer program. So for the coaches on this call, we haven't talked a lot about it. So I will be sharing some more information. For me personally, I'm still learning, but essentially it's replacing, there's no longer going to be a discount coach membership. So if somebody is enrolled as a coach and they're not having anybody under them buy anything from them in the next couple months, they will be reallocated to a preferred customer. So this will still count for your business towards your rank and your team cycle bonus and all that same thing, just as they would enroll as a coach, but they don't need to provide their social security number when they enroll as a coach, which is just a great way to give someone the discount and experience kind of that extra accountability and figure out if coaching is for them. So it's kind of adding a middle step between customer and discount coach that we've been saying. You shouldn't ever purchase anything, in my opinion, without getting your discount, because why would you pay full price? But it's taking away that, like, why do I need to provide my social security number out of the mix for our challengers and members that are consistent AF and love the products and want to stay on them and all that good stuff. So I think that was the main two announcements I had. I will be doing a team call on preferred customer, so we will talk more about that because I want to make sure that all of our team knows about that option as well. Any other announcements you guys want to share, Jess or Allie or anybody? All right. Recognition real quick. Who has any shout outs, celebrations, life fun stuff going on? Any and all welcome.
It's kind of general, but I just want to shout out the 645 test group members. I know our first wave has been showing some of their like progress pictures, and not just those things, but also like how they're feeling and seeing that consistency, which is what this whole program is about. So for all of you who started this week with round wave 2, like I am beyond excited for you to feel like everything that we're feeling. It's just been amazing.
Yes, I definitely encourage that you guys share in the hub as much as possible what you're loving or what questions you have about it, because I think it's often hard for other people to understand why they should be a part of it when they hear the same person like being like, this is amazing, why aren't you doing it? So I encourage anybody on this call or anybody who listens to the recording, like share the hype in the hub, because more people need that. We will probably relaunch after Labor Day. So we will get back to you on that exact date, Kristen. She asked if there would be a wave 3. All right. Any other recognition? I wanted to shout out Jamie. She usually hops on a little bit later because she's on mountain time, but she made me a promise in Arizona that she was going to come home and hit Success Club and help 3 people, and she freaking did it. So I know Allie's on mom's sleepless brain right now with a newborn, but also she freaking rocked SE10 last month, and she popped out a baby on her year mark of saying yes to coaching. So I am just continually astonished by your commitment to your dreams and goals, and I'm super duper proud of you. Any other recognition? Allie, got anything?
I want to Sarah Ryder's not on here, but she's on vacation and she showed up every single morning to work out this week. So kudos to her for when she watches the recording, and a shout out to Jamie, who has been amazing. She's pushing like crazy in her business. I'm super proud of you.
I know, I saw her pool on the Zoom workout this morning. I was like, what is this? This is new. All right, guys. So I'm excited about this call tonight because y'all know there's really nothing special about me besides that I decided when I started my team and my business that I was always going to be consistent. So to give you just a tad of a background, my original coach quit, and she was one of my best friends. And so when you build a business and a team with someone that you do everything with, and then it's all of a sudden taken away from you, I had to make a decision that I would never want anybody else to ever go through that. So I made a promise to myself when I really had to step into the leadership role and wanted to build something big that was meaningful, that I was going to be consistent. And so the 4 girls that are on tonight that are going to speak with you guys, that is literally, I feel like, the bread and butter of my entire downline. They are consistent. And there's things that they do and incorporate no matter what's going on in their life, no matter what obstacles they have. There's this sort of decision time that they make for themselves. And so I wanted them to come on and talk about consistency tonight, because we all know as coaches, our business doesn't thrive unless we're thriving first. So I think it's always important to listen to what's happening in your downline and learn from your challengers, learn from the people that are like really loving their routines and their lives, so that we can continue to serve the people that need our help. So I have 3 of them on, and Jessica may hop on. She had a conflict a little bit later. So thank you guys for giving your time, for being here. And I think this will be also a great call to share with challengers who are like, what is this about? How do I be a part of it? I don't know, every excuse in the book. So to give you a quick background, I actually have only spent time with Alyssa and Kristina in my life. So Alyssa, I went to middle and high school with. We played soccer together. Kristina and I went to college together. So we did senior year trips and all that fun stuff. And Missy and I actually we've met once in person. I lied, at a Chris Downing event in Virginia. So I need to check my memory. But I wanted you guys, this will be like super Q&A. So if you guys have questions along the way and you want to know more about them, I came up with some questions to guide this call, and we will make the most out of their time. But thank you guys for being here, because you're giving your time. So first and foremost, I wanted to just have you guys introduce yourself. So what program are you currently doing, and how long have you been a part of the hub? / why did you join in the first place? Kristina, you want to go first?
Hi, everyone. So in honesty, this is my first team call. I have attended a few of the holiday themed things, so it's great to see more faces that I see on Zoom. I'm currently doing the 645 program. I joined the hub March 2020, but I had been a Beachbody member before that. My husband and I had signed up and just been using it. We had used it years before, then started going to a gym, and then brought it back in COVID. And then I realized that I could actually switch to Danielle, and then figured out the hub, because I had been seeing her post for years, but I didn't realize how to get in, since I had just signed up to do the workouts. So I guess a year and 16, I guess it's been 16 months is what people are telling me with COVID. So I guess that I can use that date too. So 16 months I've been part of the hub, and it's great to see you all tonight.
Thanks, girl. Yeah, I feel like she literally messaged me like the first day of COVID and was like, so what is this thing you have? All right, Missy, I see you next. Go for it, girl.
Hi, I'm Missy, and I would say when I joined the hub, I guess I wrote it down. I think it was like June of 2019. 16. Well, like I joined with you a long time ago, so I didn't know if the hub was then.
Sure.
But
Okay,
yes,
yeah,
it was a long time ago. There was like 2 waves of Missy in Beachbody. But I guess like the more recent, both times I was just kind of in need of some sort of direction in general in my life. And there was Danielle just, putting it out in my like inbox. And I was like, this is definitely something that I need. And I just kind of went for it. And that's where I am.
Yeah, so she was kind of like wedding Missy and then post baby Missy is the best way.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah.
Cool. All right, Alyssa, can you unmute? She might be getting the kids, so we may have to circle back. All right, we'll keep going and see when she can pop in. All right, Kristina, tell us what you do for work and
Sorry, yes, guys. Hi, it's Alyssa. I am putting my daughter down. I'll hop on in a little bit. I have my headphones in. I'm listening and rocking her in the chair right now. She's looking at me like I have 10 heads as I'm talking.
Totally fine. You can pop in whenever works for you.
Okay, great. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Okay, Kristina, what do you do for work? What kind of obstacles do you have with your schedule? What were your biggest excuses? All that good stuff.
So I was previously so I live in Arlington, moved up here after college. I previously was a contractor for the government and helped start a marketing practice area. And then in October 2019, moved over and became a federal employee. So I do marketing and communications for programs that support technology across the government. So it's a lot of fun. I actually switched to this role for a little more balance in my life because as a contractor, you work a lot. And in government, I've worked a lot, but my boss tends to get after me. So it's given me a little bit more balance. I was between jobs and chose the government job because I also was going to be in person versus one that was at home. Funny story now, still at home. But that's okay. I think some of my biggest obstacles is I'm an extrovert person. So I love being around folks. So that's why I tended to like group fitness or working out with a friend or doing something because I was not athletic as a child. I did cheerleading really young, didn't make it to the middle school team because it was just so competitive, and then just kind of stopped. I actually remember trying to run with friends in college and being like, I can't even make it a mile. So Danielle, they wanted us to run up the hill to the gym. And I was like, done. I'll meet you back at the sorority house. Like I can't make it up that hill. And it's so funny now I've run a half marathon and I've run other things. So I think for me, the biggest obstacle was I wasn't athletic and I didn't know what I was doing with the gym and weights. So I was extremely intimidated by it. But I do think that, so I'm married, but I don't have any kids. I don't have any pets, but my spouse, Sean, also works out a lot. And that has really helped me just with keeping to a routine. We actually used to do insanity workouts in our apartment. Well, first we've been in 3 different apartments. So we did it when we lived separate and we would stay the night at each other's and do it. And then we moved in, but our apartment didn't have a good floor. So we did it in our meeting room lobby, which was really weird because our concierge woke around was like, what are these folks doing? And so we just figured out ways to make it work wherever we were. So I think just having a partner doing it with you, which I've really enjoyed Zoom, having that with you all.
Can you hear in her body is going to be freaking incredible, a whole new level, because she loves Peloton too. So I'm excited to hear what you think about that. All right, Missy, what do you do for work? What are your biggest obstacles, excuses?
So I am a preschool / childcare teacher. And it's just, in general, it's just like it takes a lot from you in this type of job. If you work with children, like you kind of understand that. So I work, and then I have my own 2-year-old. So I have 11 2-year-olds during the day. And then I have my own 2-year-old before and after, obviously. So basically my day is very just like bang, bang, bang from like the second that I get up. It involves a lot of planning, for sure. So that's like a big obstacle is, in my mind, I hate working out in the evening. And, I'd always tell myself, like, I need that extra sleep. Like, I don't have any time for this. Even though I love exercising, it was always like the stress of trying to find the time for something. And then another thing for me is like in my mind, like growing up, like I always just kind of like viewed myself as like someone who like could never really like be skinny or like be like super fit, even though I played sports and things. Like I always had that like mindset, like I'm very hard on myself type of thing. So that's like a big obstacle for me, like mentally. I have like a lot of anxiety, and I've dealt with a lot of different depression episodes and things. So that's like more on the mental side. But as far as just like my day, it's very tiring. It takes a lot from you mentally. And that would be my biggest obstacle, is just making it all work and staying positive and motivated.
What would you say, because I think it's good for you specifically to speak to the moms on here, since you've had that transition in your life, like what has changed now that you have a toddler in the mix?
I think like the biggest thing, especially when I talk to like my friends that are moms who like think that I'm crazy for like getting up at like 4:45 or whatever, is that like it's literally the only time to myself. And that is so important to me because I've always been someone who like really enjoys my alone time. And my mom would always joke with me when I first just started dating Matt. She's like, he spends a lot of time here. It's like, are you gonna like need your alone time? So like I was like, so that's like one of the biggest things is like finding the time for me, because that's really important. It's very easy to just like give your energy to your kid and then to your husband all day, and then like to your job, and then like totally forget about yourself. So it's like weird having to like plan time for yourself. But I, like lately I've been realizing that I haven't been doing it, and I've been really feeling it. And I've, reminding myself now like why it's so important.
Yes. All of the yes. All right. The next question is, I think that there's always kind of a turning point for each person in their journey. Like I think sometimes you can come into our hub and there's like so many people, right? And like, how do you find your place? Or what is the program that changed everything for you? Or what did you latch on to that really changed the game for your journey? I know Missy, you guys have both been around Beachbody for a long time, but Missy's kind of seen our team evolve and grow in different ways. And I think Kristina's really seen the COVID side growth and what that's looked like. So for you, Kristina, what has kind of been a turning point? Obviously, I know you can speak up Zoom to the moon and back, but I'll reserve that for you.
Yeah, so I really liked the work program and lift. So I before COVID was going to the gym and really focusing on increasing my weight that I could lift, and which was really hard because when COVID hit, I only had 20-pound weights. And I was like looking all over the place. I ordered things from like China, and it was so funny because right before the world shut down, I was like talking to my husband, and there was a sporting store closing. I was like, do you think we need to buy more weights? And he's like, no, it's going to be 2 weeks, Kristina. You don't need to buy extra things. And then like a month later, I was like messaging a friend who owns a gym and was like, I'll pay you for your weights. And she like was very kind and let me borrow the weights for free. So I had more weights, but it was really difficult because some of the moves you can't just do with 20-pound weights. So I was like trying to figure out workarounds. But I think I really liked, I've done actually the work, I think 2 or 3 times in the last year. And then I switched to lift for a while. I do some like cardio too regularly. So I like run or will bike or things like that, just depending on how I'm feeling. But I think a turning point for me was being that extrovert, and I am highly competitive. And so when I couldn't like see someone in the gym lifting more than me, it like made me like be like, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not strong enough for that. But I think when I get on Zoom and see like all of you all just like killing it, I'm like, oh man, they're gonna see if I don't have these knees high enough. So I gotta like pick up my speed a little bit here. And no one is really paying that much attention, but it feels like it to me. So it helps motivate me. I've even gotten on like when I was on vacation in St. Thomas, because I felt like it helped motivate me to work out. Or when we were in vacation in Maryland or anything, it's like, I really enjoy that and rely on the Zoom. So I just want to say shout out to all the folks who are on there, like working out at crazy early hours. I mean, I work out early, but you all are crazy early. And I'm just like, wow, that's awesome. And it's kind of cool to see how like one group will leave and another group will come in and another group might come in too, depending on your times. But I just really have to say, and it's, I like haven't met you all, but I like feel like I know you. And like, I love the like tagging when we all work out in the morning, because I typically work out in the mornings. So I feel like for me, it was finding the 645 program to help with that like weightlifting that I wanted, because I was familiar with like Insanity and is it Insanity Matt, the 30-minute one? Yeah, Max 30, and a few other like more of the HIIT programs, but not a lot of the weightlifting. So that program really helped me. So I'm really loving 645 so far.
So if you're not on Zoom, y'all need to be on Zoom on a regular basis, and you need to tag each other because it matters. Those little things, they really do. I mean, I think the same way. Kristina took the words out of my head. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do these like plank jacks or something. And then I look up and I'm like, damn, if Missy's up there doing it and she's had a baby, like what's my excuse, you know? So it's definitely a different level of accountability. And I love that I get to travel with you, even though I'm not in the Virgin Islands. So thank you for working out when you're there. All right, Missy, what's been like a turning point for you in your journey?
I would say when I first, so like right after I had my little baby girl, well, she's 2 now, but right after I had her, I like was like continuing to like gain some weight, and I just like I really wasn't like feeling that great about myself. And this was right when Morning Meltdown 100 was coming out, and that's and I wasn't really like thinking actively about like needing like going to do something, but then like Danielle came and I was like, this is what I need. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna go for it. And I think it was the perfect program for me because it had like the whole aspect with like the book of like really like sitting down and thinking of like why you're doing this. And it was really important for me because there were a lot of reasons I need to remind myself of like why it's so important for me. Like I had some like health things that I needed, and just in general, I knew that like I wanted to be able to be more active with my child. And I have really bad hips. That's just my health. Like I need to actually lose weight. As much as I hate like looking at the scale, like it was actually really important for me to feeling better. So to do this program that kind of incorporated lots of different things and had this like, it was a long big goal, but it was like something I felt like I would feel really proud of myself for. And it had this like set purpose, which I really liked. And I liked that it had like all the different options as far as the modifiers, because at that point in time I could like barely hold myself up, and I was like had to like, I don't know, she was very, I don't know, the whole experience was just very inspiring because I really needed that like pump up, because I was so used to being like really good like athletically and like being strong, and I was just, you know, so weak and I like couldn't do anything. And it kind of got me like, you know, feeling better about myself, which was really nice. So yeah, I would say that was a big point where I realized I had all these hip issues again. And, you know, I had this baby who I just need to like, I realized I needed to like make some really important changes. So,
Yeah. And if you guys haven't seen Missy's transformation, how much have you lost postpartum? It's like insane.
I think 65 pounds or so.
Yeah. Her transformation is incredible. After this call, can you share that photo in the hub so that you remember how far you
Oh, I do. I need to right now. I'm like in the need for this call. Perfect timing for me.
Yeah, it's been super cool to see her. And I think the importance of remembering that challengers like longer programs. Like I think some people get scared about inviting to that, but it gives you that longer, like, okay, week one, I don't have to be perfect. I can transition and master this one thing and then add on the next layer and the next layer and the next layer. I love seeing those longer transformations. So that's such a good point. Alyssa, let's catch you up and introduce you if you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now, how long you've been a part of the hub, who you are. Ooh, we can't hear you. Yeah, maybe your headphones aren't connected.
At all now or no?
Here you are. I can hear you.
Okay, I'll turn off Bluetooth. That would be a little bit easier. Okay, so hi, my name is Alyssa. I've known Danielle since high school. She messaged me a number of times throughout the year, and it wasn't until I think 2018 I joined Beachbody. I had gone on vacation for 10 days and gained like 10 pounds, and I had just wanted to lose it. And I think it was Shift Shop that I had like lost like 7 pounds in 3 weeks. Was thrilled. So I'm kind of hoping for the same now, because I don't know if I shared a picture a while ago on the hub. I had gained like 15 pounds in 6 months after my daughter was born and COVID. So I needed a kick in the butt. And I'm doing 645 now and hoping it will help me lose the weight. And, you know, we have 13 weeks and down 2 pounds, but as usual, my biggest struggle is food and actually beer. I just love a good IPA, and they're so carby, they're so high calorie. So that's my biggest weakness. I'm a nurse practitioner. When I started this, I was a nurse working 12-hour shifts 3 days a week. And now I'm working in an office from 8 to 4, 3 days a week. So I found a little bit more life balance, which is really nice. But I think I was also going through school and clinicals. I was pregnant. There were a number of things going on in my life, but I always kind of fell back on Beachbody workouts because I didn't have time for the gym. I always hit the 22 to 24 week gestation mark, and my pelvis would feel like it wanted to break in half, and I had to stop working out and just walk. I gained 45 pounds with my son, and then I made some changes and only ended up gaining 28 with my daughter. So second time around got a lot easier. But I think that sums it up about it. I think, yeah, obstacles. With my work schedule, I get up every morning, between 6 and 6:30. I'm on Zoom. I love it. I know Missy, or I know a couple people have said they used to like classes. I think it was Kristina said like classes. I used to take classes at the gym, but this was nice because I feel like I'm more energetic. I feel like I look at people working out and there's like 6 people. I'm like, oh my God, they're already up. Like here I am, lazy bones at 6:30 getting on, and there's like 6 people already up and working out. So I have no excuse. I get up before the kids, before the husband, I work out, then I feed the dogs. I take care of me first. So it's nice to get it done and out of the way, because as anybody with kids knows, like your day can just fall apart in the first 5 minutes they're awake, and you just don't know when you're going to squeeze it in. Or if my 3-year-old doesn't always nap. So sometimes he's singing songs and I'm just like, okay, I gotta squeeze this stretch in. And that's all I have time for today. So yeah.
Bonus question for all of you. Do you, because you kind of alluded to it, do you have FOMO if I tag you in the morning on my Glow Juice and you're not on Zoom, or if I tag you on Zoom and you're not there, are you like, oh shit, I need to get moving?
I feel jealous.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
I feel jealous. I'm like, oh, I didn't get up and do it. It's usually like a Saturday or a Sunday, and I'm pushing it off till later. But yeah, no, I'm usually jealous when I'm not there.
I'll be like, I'm generally like, some days I'll be like on there before, and I'll be like, I should have just waited for a little longer.
I know.
I know I
I'm
was
actually-
there.
I'm gonna call Katie out, because Katie will work out early, but then she leaves her name up. So then she gets the tag.
That's
Katie
what I gotta
Dudley,
do.
yep. She sure does.
I don't know for sure she's doing that, but that's what I think she's doing.
Well, the funny thing is, to give you guys background, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and nobody would be on Zoom. Like for a long time, Zoom was not a thing in our team. Nobody did it. And so it's funny now because most 3 of them get up before me and are on before me. But I only say that because if you're not tagging your challengers and things, you should be. You should find out what they like and what they're motivated by, because that, to me, has built the camaraderie within our team, that's the expectation, that you get on Zoom, that you drink your glow juice, you do all those things. I know Allie personally tags her people that she doesn't see in a while on the leaderboards because they're like, oh shit, I'm not on the leaderboard. Like, why am I getting this tag? It's like a FOMO thing, right? Everybody wants to be included. Okay. What tools do you guys use? And you've kind of alluded to this. What supplements do you use? Obviously, they all get on Zoom in the morning, but I think we've made that very clear. To me, that is a big consistency factor. I know everybody's schedules are different, but I feel that the most consistent people on my team make mornings a priority, or like they make the routine a priority whatever time of day they consistently do. So what supplements do you guys use? Do you log in the bod group? What do you find helps you stay consistent? Alyssa, you can go first.
Want me to go first? Okay. For the supplements, I obviously use Shakeology. I use Energize. I prep it the night before. I put it in my fridge so it's cold. No need to add ice. And then just drink it like straight from the fridge and hop down here. And it really helps. I use Recover. I still have some old Hydrate from the days I did Shift Shop because I don't go through it that often. So on cardio days, I use the scoop there. I don't think that expires or should go that bad, but I do. I drink it anyway. And then other tools we talked about, Zoom already. And then, I just kind of prep as much the night before as I can. I get all my containers out. I get my blender out. I put on my workout clothes. I can put on my shorts and sports bra by the bed. So I'm ready to go. There's no excuses in the morning. Some days I do forget, and that's when I feel like my day is falling apart before it even begins. When I'm like, oh no, I didn't make my Energize and put it in the fridge. Oh no, it's not gonna be as cold. Or I didn't put my running shoes out. Oh, I forgot to put socks out, and I just work out without socks on, and that just messes my whole day up. So I use a lot of different tools, but I try to use them all with consistency so that each day it's like just routine and it's not a hassle to come out. I just kind of get up and enjoy my workout.
Kristina?
So there's a few different tools I use. I use my Apple Watch a lot. Like I said, I'm competitive. So when it tells me I need to like stand or anything like that, unfortunately, none of my friends want to get in a competition with me. But if anyone here wants to compete on an Apple Watch, let me know. I'm down. I don't know. I haven't done it yet, but Kristen, seems like you're down. So I'll send you I don't know how you do it. So we'll figure that out. But always down for motivating if anyone wants to do that. I also use Google Docs, so Sheets. So Katie put in the hub like a while ago that she was trying to figure out her meal planning. I actually have a sheet that I've kept for the last year and a half, maybe longer. And each week I make a new duplicate of it and I just fill in my template. And then I have something on the fridge that's a whiteboard. And I just write in what I'm going to eat for each snack. And then it also informs my husband when I have things. So I write like happy hour or call. And so he will go and check, because we don't always eat the same things, which was kind of hard at first because he eats more plain food. He's very into working out and tracking his macros, and I'm not. I eat very healthy, but I'm not into like the tracking stuff, and I like
Okay,
more, like,
Kristina, you have to say about what your niche is with your ratings and stuff. With your
What is it?
Oreos.
Oh yes, we do like Oreos. So we try every new flavor of Oreos. So if you follow me on Instagram, I have 2 whole stories of Oreo flavors from years. We even tried them on our honeymoon. We found some in Hawaii that we hadn't tried and did a whole review honeymoon version. So if there's ever a new one, or if you want to know what it was like, just message me. We've probably tried it and I can send you the review. But we like to indulge, but we also, what I tend to do is I used to take them to the office. Now I give them to my neighbors, so that we don't overindulge and they want to try them. So I just knock on the door and say, here's some brownie ones. Do you want to try them? But so I use Google Sheets because it's a template that I have set up. So it makes it really easy for meal planning. And then we make our grocery list on like Fridays. And my husband usually goes right as soon as he gets off work on Fridays. And then we'll make like pizza or something for dinner. And then the grocery shopping is done for the week. So we don't have to go on Sunday, which is kind of nice. So my Apple Watch, Zoom, I'm trying to think if there's other things. Alyssa, I think I really liked how you alluded to like setting up systems. So I'm all about like process and things easier. So I can't say her name, but the A thing that you might have that's like an echo in your house, so I don't set off everyone else's. We have them in every room, so they control our lights. So in the morning, my lights gradually turn on over 5 minutes, and then she starts playing the radio, and then like I'll check my phone for a little bit, but I do not check, which is hard because in this group it's hard. I do not check Instagram before 10 a.m. unless I'm going to tag one of you all before. So like I try not to get on because it'll like suck me in. And then I also set up things on my phone to where Instagram only lets me look at it for 15 minutes a day. You can hit ignore, but it's like just nice knowing how much time I'm actually spending on social, especially being at home. It was really easy in like boring meetings to just like pick up my phone and be like, I can look at someone's story instead. But there's also an app I have called Alarmy, and at 5:15 it buzzes and I have to do 3 math problems, or it just keeps buzzing and it's annoying. So it just like will keep buzzing on my phone, so I can't look at anything else. So I do just 3 like easy math problems, and what I found after those math problems is I can't go back to sleep even no matter how tired I am, because I've like now like used my brain a little bit more versus like scrolling. So those are a few of the tools that I've used.
See, guys, when you don't know yourself what to do, you just like build a team of people that are smarter in other areas to bring tools to you, because I do not meal plan in Google Sheets, but I love the effort. Okay, Missy, what tools, supplements, tips do you use?
I use Energize and shakes, and I use Hydrate a lot because I did a lot more of like Shaun T workouts and everything. So I used to be doing all the long term, like I haven't used it as much lately. And I used Recover. And
Did you use Hydrate breastfeeding too? Random question for you.
I didn't breastfeed.
Oh, okay.
So couldn't tell you that.
I'll just say for the group, like fun facts, and maybe Allie can jump in after this and say, I've heard that breastfeeding takes just a lot out of you. And so a lot of the girls that I know do breastfeed have said that Hydrate's a really, really good one to have on hand. Allie, you want to add something?
Yeah, so it's like a lot of people now do body armor to increase their milk supply. It's basically the same concept. So it's just the electrolytes and basically you're just hydrating yourself. I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty like biology of it, because that's nerdy. But yes, so you can do Hydrate while you're breastfeeding. I do all the supplements while I was pregnant and breastfeeding. But yeah, it does help increase your milk supply too.
I only mention it because I think it's way undervalued personally. So I love that you mentioned Hydrate, Missy, because I love it.
I bring it to work with me because I work outside with kids. And so with COVID, like our school has really pushed us to be outside all day. So on days where like I work out and I'm already like feeling pretty tired, I'll have it in my water bottle as I'm outside, because I'm usually pretty hot and sweaty, and it gets to be like around like 100 out there, and like the kids are all under sprinklers and stuff, but like I'm not under sprinklers and stuff. So it kind of keeps me from feeling like, you know, too lightheaded or anything. And I'm always like putting in other people's stuff. I'm like, here, have some of this. But yeah, so I love it, and energize and all that. And someone mentioned like mixing the two, and I have like a weird system where I drink like most of my energize, but then I leave some for like during my workout with my hydrate. That's just a weird little thing that I like to do. But I've said this before, I think, but I really like the bod groups because I really like doing my like picture, because it's like, oh, I did it, but then like I always like to like think about while I'm working, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna say this in my thing. It's like my little like journal of like, this is what happened today, because like I will sometimes like I'll go back, because like I'll always, no matter what I'm feeling that day, like whether I'm like this sucked or like whatever, I usually try and include it. And it's just like a fun thing for me. Like I'm like, no one's actually reading any of these, but like I think I'm hilarious, so I'll just like post it. It just like makes it add like a little fun thing to it. So like I remember, it's weird, like there's a day where I like popped on, I was like, oh my gosh, I did not log anything. That is the weirdest thing. But yeah, and then one of the tools that I use, which I don't know if this is considered a tool for this, but I do a lot of therapy, and that is like more of like a mental thing. And I know that Danielle has talked a lot more about it recently, but for me, like that's a big thing. Mentally wise, it keeps me kind of stable. Yes. And then, I have different versions of a planner, but I have one that like sits out for us to see. So we have like a big like monthly one, but I guess it's kind of like what Kristina has, but it kind of puts out like what, you know, we all have that week, like any special things. And then it puts out like what we plan on having for dinner that day. And then I'll put like, you know, what workout I have planned for that day. And if I could do my break, which I can't do now, then I would like say like when I plan on doing everything. And that's just something we keep out, because I'm like, if I don't see it, I forget things really easily. So I need things to be like written everywhere. And all the alarms, I have all the alarms for everything.
Love it.
But yeah, I think those are my main. I don't know if you guys like Sean T, but I'm a part of his like Facebook group, and I love it, and I love him. So that's been fun, because he always makes everything a little extra fun.
And I want to say shout out to Missy, because I found out about the Max Challenge because of the things that you posted.
Oh yeah, I did that all by myself.
Group.
That was a blast.
And I had no idea. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want in on this thing. And so then you told me about these Facebook groups. So thank you for posting that kind of stuff, like that I didn't even know, like these hidden workout calendars, you know, existed. Because I don't know about you all, but I really like when you get on a program, because you, like for me, the hard part was when I went to the gym and I'm like, well, what am I going to do today? And I spent so much time being like, well, I can do the elliptical over here and this thing over here, but like it's nice getting on and they're going to tell you exactly what you need to do and what you need.
Yes, I love that. I need some guidance.
Me too.
The coolest part about you guys didn't know each other at Virginia Tech, right? Yeah. So the coolest part about it is we all were Hokies, Kristina, Missy, and I, but we didn't know. Well, I knew Kristina, but we didn't know each other in school. So I think that's
at the same time too, right?
Yeah, power of just like community, and so much that I love. All right, wrapping it up so that we respect everybody's time. If you guys could go back and tell yourself before joining this community, if you're having reservations, or maybe to someone that's in this community and they're like, I just can't figure it out, I'm not seeing results, and nothing's sticking, what would you tell them, Alyssa?
Well, I was thinking more like, I wish I hadn't stopped when I was pregnant. I wish I had just at least hopped on and done like yoga or something, because I think it made it harder for me to hop back. I felt like, not that I had failed anybody, but like I didn't want to just be like one of those like fair weather fans or something like that, just hopping in randomly, and you know, then almost like letting people down when I wasn't consistent enough. And I wish I had just, like you had said before, like just stayed consistent and shown up and kept doing it, because it feels harder each time you stop and then try to restart it again. So I think if I had stayed with the community, I think I would have, or participated more in the hub, I probably or even on the Beachbody group, I probably would have maybe stayed a little bit more consistent and maybe not gained as much weight, or, found the support I needed and, leaned on you guys a little bit more rather than internalizing it all into myself. So I think having the community is a big key thing. And I wish would have just told myself to just stay active in the community, even if I couldn't work out in a program.
I think that's such a good point, because I've seen a couple girls get injured recently, and then we're like, what can I do? And it's like, oh my gosh, there's so many things you can do, right? Like you can go through the 2B mindset videos. You could do a 3-day refresh and share that, or ask someone else to do it with you. You could lean into the meditations every day. You could still get on Zoom and stretch. Like there's so many things that you can do. I know I always think of Megan O'Connor because she went through a year of back issues and couldn't work out really and was struggling with that. And it's like, there's always something you can do, but you don't know unless you lean in and if you're internalizing everything. So I love that you mentioned that. Kristina.
I would say just stick. I have 2 advice. Stick to it. Like even when it's hard, like it'll get better. Like your strength will grow and you won't even realize where you were. And then the next thing, don't be afraid. Like I'm an extrovert and I don't mind going into a room of people, but I was fine hopping on Zoom because honestly, I didn't know anyone. So I was like, the only person I know is Danielle. So like, if I make a fool out of myself and fall doing these high knees, no one else is gonna know who I am. Now you do. So, but that's okay. But I think, I've also met people, right? So like, I think there was like a hub message where it had a few people's Instagram. And so then I just started tagging people I was seeing in the morning, even though I didn't even know who they were, and asked to like follow them on Instagram, which was like really intimidating at first. Cause I was like, these people don't know who I am. But like, just to be like vulnerable and reach out, because I think the community is really welcoming. And sometimes we set our own boundaries of fear that like, I'm not going to be accepted or that I don't fit in, but you do. So.
Hard one to follow up, Missy.
Shit. Of course. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I think one of my biggest thing is I'm like the opposite. I'm like very introvert and I get like very nervous. So like I feel like just saying, just like go for it, like go all in. Like it just, once you just let yourself just dive into everything that like the hub has to offer, like you're really gonna get something more out of it. That's kind of what when I did decide, I feel like there's a big difference between like when I could actually let myself just do it all. So just like go for it and just like, do that. And then I guess I have another one too, like Kristina did. It's just, to be okay with wherever you are and that everyone is starting at different places, just like to remind, because, everyone can be hard on themselves, and it's important to know that it's okay that, wherever you are is okay. You're starting and that's good enough.
Love that. You guys are the best. I think that it's important to remember all of this stuff because we all start our journeys somewhere, and you never know who could spark something and want to inspire others. I mean, you guys post on your stories, every single one of you, and you never know who you are inspiring to by showing up. So I would continue to encourage and nudge you and remind you that you're awesome. And every single girl on this call has probably felt the same thing about their own journeys, right? And I just love that we can continue to get to know each other better and remember that you never know who you're inspiring by showing up on Zoom or showing on an Instagram story that you got on a Zoom workout or whatever. Like that's the heart and soul of how I started. Like if you thought that I would have a page of 630 girls with my best friends, I would have laughed in your face. So I just think it's important to remember the heart and soul of why we do what we do. It's so easy for some of us as coaches to get caught up in like, I'm not at this rank, or I'm not at this level, or I'm not here. And it's like, what do your people feel? How do they feel included? How do they feel like they want to show up? What is exciting and fun for them? And how are you personally cultivating that for your team? So any other closing thoughts you guys want to give? This was great.
One thing that's funny is like when we did all that glow post, like when we were really doing it heavily in July, I had so many people asking me what was up on my social. I have like work friends that I like follow, and they're like, what is this thing that you post every morning? And then like my mother-in-law's like, what is this like yellow stuff you're drinking? Like it was just really interesting, the like people starting to DM me about it, like so they were noticing when I wasn't really paying attention. So Danielle, to your point, you might be inspiring someone else and not realizing it.
For the record, they've all been on my coach list for like a long time. Like I remember writing Kristina's name down like when I first started coaching, and I was like, damn, she'd be awesome, you know? So you never know. Not that the rest of you weren't. It's just, I just remember that.
I remember when you started, it was like right out of college.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Any other closing thoughts, guys?
I just wanted to share in case there's anybody else who hasn't been on the Zoom call, like I think it would be great to tell people like you can be on Zoom, you can fix your sports bra, you can pick your wedgie, you can blow your nose. Like it's not like there's people like 2 feet away watching you the whole time. Sometimes it's a little intimidating when you look and there's someone like, sometimes Danielle, you read and you're right in front of the camera, but no one's really watching. They're just glancing up just to verify. Like I was so nervous to join the Zoom calls. I really thought it was going to be people like watching me. And a couple of weeks ago, I think something happened, Danielle, with the Zoom call link, because I called in at like 6:30 in the morning and it said the link has expired.
Oh.
And then I clicked it again, and this random person, I didn't recognize her, but again, I don't know everybody, but there was this person sitting there and she's like watching me. She keeps taking her phone out and looks like she's taking pictures. And I'm like, okay, well, we all do that, for putting on Insta. But then she called somebody else over and they're all staring there laughing at me. And I was like, all right, I think I'm on a random call. It's really freaking me out.
Weird.
It was so weird. I was so nervous to jump back on the call again like the next day, but I was like, but anyway, that was like my one bad story with the Zoom call. But other than that, I was like, wow, I really can like go beyond the camera. I can really like make sure my boobs are not popping out of my sports bra. I can be shirtless. I can not match my clothes. Like we're all just working out and we're all just doing our own thing, just looking to each other for inspiration. And it really has been a game changer for me. So if there's anybody who hasn't done the Zoom, can share my little anecdote about, blowing your nose and picking your wedgie, all those exciting things.
And if anyone hasn't done the Zoom and is like super intimidated to do a workout like in the morning with more people, I'm always happy to hop on other times. Just let me know. Like that's the thing I love doing with like some of my girlfriends. I'll be like, let's do an outdoor workout or let's find a free workout or something. So if anyone wants to do that, or if you all know any of your challengers that want to do that, happy to hop on and just have a few folks to fill the space, right? Because you don't want your first one to be like no one's there.
It was so funny today. Like I was on there by myself and then Danielle got on, but she turned her camera on. But I even found myself like, just because I knew she was there, like pushing myself a little bit harder. Like it just, like, and I know like when I get like, I can't do this anymore, like I'll look up and people will be going, I'll be like, yes, I can. And I never liked working out at the gym because I'm super clumsy. So I always hated working out at the gym.
Love that. And by the way, if you guys ever had any problems with things, just reach out and tell me. It sounds like it was a Zoom problem. I swear that's never happened to me in the 3 years we've had Zoom. So
I thought I was going to be a meme. I really thought I was going to be like a meme on social media like that day, like random girl working out. Like this is supposed to be like a family reunion call, and here's me in my sports bra. Oh God.
Like someone's wedding recording or something.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know where I'm going to end up, so I'm just going to hop off this call and try again tomorrow.
Okay, I swear that doesn't happen on the regular. So
no, that's the only one time, and
yeah,
I don't know. It was weird. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, go ahead, Kristina. You wanted to say
something?
No,
I was going to say, Alyssa, did you have to type in the password too?
No, mine just automatically joins. I never had to really enter in a password except for the first time. So that time it jumped and it said the link has been expired or something. So I backed back out. I re-clicked the same link and then it took a while, but then it reconnected me to what I thought was our team call, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, mine makes me do a password every morning.
Oh no, I don't have to do this password. Mine just must be automatically saved and just launches again, but I'll try. Maybe if that happens again, I'll just re-enter in the password. So thanks for that.
Yeah, let me know next time that happens. We'll look at it.
Okay. Let's hope it doesn't.
Sorry,
Yeah.
y'all. I just got super distracted. They're like, I guess they've posted some of the group class leaders for body, and Lacey Green is going to be one of the teachers. Like, she's on MBF. She's the modifier.
Cool.
Oh.
So that's like super, like, I'm super excited about that. I like her. I follow her on Instagram. So
Very cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you for sharing tonight. It was super great to learn more about y'all with everybody. And thank you for everybody attending. Team calls are open to everybody in the hub. It's not just coaches. And I think it's a great way to dip your toe into what our team's like, who we are, spend time doing something positive, not watching Netflix on a Wednesday night. So next week, Jess and Jamie are going to be sharing about Instagram Reels. You may have seen them pop up on your social media and been like, how the heck do I do this? Let me just say, every master is once a beginner, because I avoided it like the plague for the past year. And now that we started doing them some more on like our team trip, it actually is really fun. And to me, it's like a creative thing to do to like get outside your comfort zone. Like Kristina was saying, like, why not? And you don't have to dance on all of them. That was my main thing. I'm like, I'm not really like a big dancer. I'm going to make a fool out of myself. So I'm excited for Jess, because Jess has avoided them. Okay. And she was like, in Arizona, I need to do a team call in August because I need to force myself to do this.
I'm going to chime in because I'm like, all right, people are going to call me out if they go to my Instagram and see that I've only posted 5 reels. Jamie and I are coming from different perspectives for sharing this reels journey. She's gone from the like user perspective and did her own like reels. I don't even know what the right word to be, like competition with herself of being consistent. I am going to be teaching what I've learned from a reels training from Melanie Mitro, and also pushing myself to implement more of it. But that way you'll have like a user experience and then some like more social media tech stuff that I've gotten. Because yeah, I'm like, Danielle. But
Hey,
you're right. It's fun.
It's like, here's the thing. In work, what are they like pushing you to learn on a regular basis, right? That like feels silly and fun, and like often it doesn't happen. So to me, coaching constantly is like, ooh, what can I learn that's like actually going to reach someone or inspire someone or like share more about myself, or you just never know. So I'm excited to learn from y'all next week, and I hope you guys continue to stack our team calls, because I love seeing so many faces. If you didn't take your Instagram boomerang or video, now is the time to do it, because you spent time here with the team, and that matters. And you should be proud of that. So everybody smile and do your little thing, whatever you are taking. I took mine. Yay.